Right then folks, what I've got here today for Sunday's video is the Airfix 172 pontoon bridge that I've combined 3 different sets into one bridge. It was suggested by a good friend of mine on one of the other Facebook pages. He came up with the idea. I didn't even think of it, to be honest with you. It was using the 172 sets to complement the bigger vehicles. And what prompted me to do this anyway was to do a bridge, because I wanted to do a bridge because I'm doing a setup on the table based on the British paratroopers, like a bridge too far, but not actually the Arnhem Bridge or Remingen Bridge or anything like that, but just using a pontoon bridge with converted airfix figures. So yeah, so as you can see, I've got a few converted airfix figures. An officer pointing to the radio man, a grenade guy with beret on, grenade thrower with a helmet on, got the Piat guy there as featured in the film. I'll just scan along here so you can see the different figures. Obviously I've done head swaps with different airfix figures and body swaps. I've not finished painting all of these yet. If you look at some of them, you can see I still need a bit of paint and basing up. This character here, I actually used the US paratroopers airfix with an airfix head on it. You can see there I've done some of them. Some of them obviously original. You can see this fella here. Some of you will recognise him from the film, and this fella. I've got a little watch to paint on his hand there, where he's looking at the time. Grenade thrower, guy with Bren gunner kneeling down. I think I've got a kneeling down grenade guy somewhere. There you go, there he is. Yeah, but the idea behind this was, if I move a few of it, oh actually, if I show this guy, he's got a Sten gun, standing firing Sten gun, got to finish him off. If I actually move some of these now, so I can put a vehicle on it, so you can see the scale. There you go. It suits the larger vehicles. So, got this vehicle there at this end as well. And it suits the larger vehicles. That is basically 3 airfix pontoon sets, 172, glued together. I was going to do it so you could disassemble it and reuse it again, but I've got the room to keep it as this size and leave it on the table or move it onto one of my shelves. But yeah, so that just goes to show you what you can do if you don't collect 172, but the pontoon bridges, you can pick up loose kits for about £10 on eBay. I've sold a few recently for guys that collect 172 and 132. One guy bought a set, he bought 3 sets to do the same sort of thing, I presume, after I showed this on my Facebook page, Rick's World. You can see the back end of the pontoons and the front end. The only thing I will do is I'm going to add some more pontoons over the river section and along here, maybe a couple more in there, just so when the larger vehicle's going across, because when I put this on my Facebook page, one guy just did point out with them small pontoons on there that the bridge might not take the weight of it, so I want to make it fairly realistic. Yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions, I've painted it up so far, done a bit of dry brushing on it and everything. So if anyone's got any suggestions on paint, I've tried to do these girder sections in silver. I was going to put another girder section across each gap, across here and there and there and there, and this end here and this side, just to make it look higher, so it would support it better. But any suggestions, I take them, leave them in the comments. Also, I'd like to show you the underside. Obviously you've got to give it another coat of paint. But you can see on here where I've cut the back off this section, I've cut it off this one, and I've cut the front section, which is this bit here, off the front section of this. So I've put two together, glued them on, so it makes a longer pontoon. Like I said, I will be adding a couple more pontoons to this. But the idea is it's going to sit in the middle of the table. If I just scan back a bit, it's going to sit at the back of the table there. In the, sorry, at the centre of the table. Across the river section that I've started doing. I've got to do a bit more to this yet. And the idea was that I can then include all these airfix conversions that I've done and ordinary airfix. Got so obviously to do some German troops to go with it and German vehicles. I've got buildings to go with it as well, a few vehicles. Also I started to do some Britain's detail. These are the Britain's super detail paratroopers. There are a few broken figures here and there that I've repaired and tried doing some little conversions. It's a kneeling down firing guy, mixture of a super detail para and an airfix guy. Same with that one. The only thing is, I can't really use them in this setup because the scale of them are so much bigger than the airfix figures, but I can use them on a detail setup. But yeah, as you can see, I'm sorting out a bit of armour that I'm going to use in different scenarios. I do sell these on my Facebook, Rick's World, and also my eBay page, Rick's World. So yeah, that was the idea behind the bridge. Just to give some people an idea that they can make a pontoon bridge. It's not a Bailey bridge, but I might be doing a Bailey bridge later on. So yeah, it was just to give you a few ideas. And it literally is 3 172 airfix pontoon bridge sets, glued together with a bit of converting, a bit of painting. Like I said, if anyone's got any ideas how to paint the bridge, because the kit's coming a dark green. I have done a little bit of research on videos and movies from World War II to see what it is, but I thought that looks pretty good on the layout that I'm going to have. So yeah, as I paint more of these airfix figures, because these are the ones that are going to go with this bridge set, and I'll do a lot more airfix to go with it. Obviously I will work on the detail figures, the super detail, and maybe do a different bridge setup with that, so I can have different battles. But yeah, I'll do a video on these figures later on, but this is the Sunday video. I'm going to start doing them every Sunday and Wednesday now, so anyone looking can log in and check on a Sunday night and a Wednesday evening, so you know when I'm doing them. That's the plan anyway. Right, thanks for looking, appreciate it. Thanks, bye.